Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Max Math Skills. I am Richmond Gale A. Bayonon from BEC 1B, and today I'll be guiding you through several important applications of integration. We will cover 6 topics from area, computation, centroids, volume, length of a curve, area, moment of inertia, and work pumping of liquid. I'll explain each concept clearly, then solve one problem per topic. So, tara, let's get started. So, for our first topic, we have area computation using definite integral. So, the area under a curve between 2 points, x is equal to a and x is equal to b. 2 points. So, can be found using a definite integral, which to compute the area computation we have for one curve, we have a is equal to the definite integral of a to b times f of x dx, or between two curves, which we have a is equal to the definite integral of a to b times f of x minus g of x dx, which can be our f of x, the upper function, and this would be the lower function. So this gives the net area between the curve f of x and the x-axis. If the curve lies entirely above the x-axis, the integral gives the exact area. If it crosses below the x-axis, it subtracts from the total. So when to use? When you need the area under a function or between two or more curves, works for both straight and curved functions. So let's now go to solving area computation problem. So to solve this problem, given the curve y is equal to x squared, from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 2, we will need to use this formula. But before we proceed to solving this, we need to graph it so we can know where this curve lies. So for every value y, we will have 2x. So let's first let y be equal to 1. We have 2x, which is positive 1 and negative 1. So we have 1. We will only need to get the positive here. So we let y be equal to 4. So we have x is equal to positive negative 2. So we have 4 and 2. So we can now locate the curve. This is our limit from 0 to 2. So let's proceed now to solving. To solve this problem, we need to cut or get a strip here from this curve from 0 to 2. So we get a strip here. This will become our y, and this is our dx. So we can now use this formula. F of x will be our y function and dx will be our dx. We have from 0 to 2, we have what is our y, x squared dx. So to integrate it, we have x cubed over 3, 0 to 2. So, plugging to get our area, we have 2 raised to 3. 2 raised to 3 is 8 over 3. Don't forget unit squared. So our final answer is 8 over 3 units squared. In order for us to solve this, we need to cut a small strip so we can use this formula. We can also cut a strip horizontally, but it would take long, so we will just cut it vertically. So if we cut it vertically, we can now have our fx, which is y, and dx. So plugging it here, we can now compute for the area. Second topic, we have centroid of an area. The centroid is the center of mass of a 2D shape. It tells you where the shape would balance on your finger if it were made of a thin plate of uniform density. So, to calculate for the centroid of an area, we will need the area of the curve. And to solve the centroid, we will need to use this formula to get the distance from the x-axis and the distance from the y-axis, which we call x bar and y bar. So we have this also. You can either use either of the formulas here for the x bar and the y bar. So that's all for the centroid of an area. Let's solve some problem. To solve the centroid of the curve, given the curve y is equal to x squared from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 2, we'll find the centroids. So, to solve this problem, we need to use this formula for finding the centroid. So, let's first find the centroid from 0 to our x-axis. We know that our area earlier from the first video, area computation, we have 8 is equal to 3. That is our area. So, we have a x squared is equal to and we have definite integral from 0 to 2. Our A would be the area of this strip. So we have y dx and x bar over A would be the distance from 0 to here. We know that ry is equal to x squared. So x squared times x, we will have x cubed dx. So integrating that, the can now solve for x bar. Two raised to 4 is 16. Divided by 4 is 4. So yeah, 4. So our x bar would be 12 over 8, which can be reduced to 3 over 2. This now is our x bar, or 1.5. So it can be located here. This could be our presumed centroid for the problem. So let's now solve for y bar. So we use this formula to get our y bar. We know that fx is just equal to y, which is y is equal to x squared. So for y bar, we have two raised to 5, we have 32 over 5. So our y bar is 6 over 5, or 1.2. So we can now locate the centroid for this curve using these values. Ry would be 1, 1.5, 1.2. So our centroid is located here. We can use this for any curve that we are given, one or between two curves, one or more curves. You have the area times the y bar is equal to the definite integral from a to b times the a, which would be the small area of the strip, and y bar sub a would be the distance from the y-axis, and a times x bar is equal to definite integral a to b, which is a small strip of the curve times the distance from 0 to the x-axis, which is x. Our third topic is volume. By revolution, we have two methods, the disk and washer. So you can use integration to find the volume of a solid of revolution at 3D shape made by rotating a 2D area around an axis. So the first is this method, the method in finding a volume about x-axis. This method, we have these strips and we rotate it like this. We'll have a cylinder, the volume of a cylinder. This is our dx, and the area of the cylinder is pi r squared h, which rh is our dx, and our r squared is our fx squared. So the formula for this method is volume is equal to pi definite integral from a to b, the function of f of x squared dx. The next one is washer method. If there is a hole in the middle, like this, this would be the Rx, the inner radius. This is R of x, the outer radius. So the formula for the washer method is equal to volume equal to pi definite integral from a to b times the outer radius Rx squared minus the inner radius r small letter Rx squared times dx. So when to use this? When rotating a region around an x-axis, like the x-axis or y-axis. Common in 3D modeling and engineering. So much for that. Let's move on to solving. Let's solve this problem. Given the curve y is equal to x squared from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 2, find the volume generated when the region is revolved about the x-axis. So for this problem, we use this method. It's revolve about the x-axis. So we need to revolve this like this to generate a cylinder. This as our dx and as our f of x. From this, we can derive the formula for the cylinder pi ab r squared would be f of x squared, h would be dx. So it is same right here. To solve this, then just put the values pi 0 over 2. Our f of x is equal to y, which is our y is equal to x squared. We have x squared dx. Integrating that, 2 raised to 5 is 32 over 5 pi units cube. This is now our final answer for finding the volume of this curve y is equal to x squared. So for our fourth topic, we have length of a curve. So length of a curve, you can find the total length of a curve line like a hill or spiral by using the arc length formula. So we have the formula which is L is equal to definite integral a to b times the square root of 1 plus the derivative of our function y or f of x dx. This comes from the Pythagorean theorem, adding up tiny line segments along the curve. When to use this? To find the actual length of a curve, not just horizontal distance, and it is also useful in designing roads, bridges, or wires. So let's now move on to solving length of a curve. In this video, we will find the length of the curve given the curve y is equal to x squared from 0 to 2. So, to solve this, we need the formula for the length of the curve. So now let's start solving. Just need to substitute the value of our dy dx here. In this case, we will use trigonometric substitution. X would be 1 tan theta, and deriving that, we'll have x squared theta d theta. Plugging it here in the formula, we will have 1 plus 1/2 tan theta squared dx. We have to get offer for cancel naman, so we have tan squared theta dx. So the value of this is secant squared theta. So the square root of secant squared theta is just secant theta. The value of our dx is 1/2 secant squared theta d theta. Let's put 1/2 our constant outside of our definite integral. In this case, we will integrate this secant cube theta. So we have, using substitution by parts, Distributing the signs here. We know that so putting this on the other side, we will have 2 plus the integral of secant cube theta plus integral of secant cube theta. We will have 2 integral of secant cube theta d theta sec theta tan theta. The integral of this is plus ln sec theta plus tan theta. Dividing both sides by 2. Just erase. Now that we have this, we can now proceed to substituting the definite integral. From the previous, we have 1/2 So how did we get this tan inverse 4? We know that if we substitute the value of x is equal to 2, we have 4 tan theta. This will become our limit here. So the value of secant theta is, we have, this is our opposite over 1 adjacent. So we have 1, 4. Using the Pythagorean theorem, we have square root of 17. So secant is just equal to hypotenuse over adjacent. We have square root of 17 over 1. So to plug the value of 17 times tan is equal to 4, 2 plus 1/2 ln square root of 17 plus 4. Simplifying further, we have 1/2 to square root of 17 plus, using the calculator, we can find the value of this ln. So our final answer is 4.64. This is the length of our curve from 0 to 2. That is our final answer and the value of the length of the curve. So for our fifth topic, we have area moment of inertia, also known as second moment of inertia. So area moment of inertia measures how a shape resists bending. It depends on the area and how far it is from the axis. We have the formula for two about the y-axis and about x-axis. For about the y-axis, we have inertia of x is equal to the definite integral of a to b times the function f of x squared dx. About x-axis, we have moment inertia of y is equal to the definite integral from a to b times x squared times the function f of x times dx. So this tells us how spread the area is from the axis. The farther the mass from the axis, the greater the inertia. So when to use in structural engineering to design beams and bridges, and in physics, rotational mechanics. So let's now move on to solving area moment of inertia. Given the curve y is equal to x squared from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 2, find the area moment of inertia. So our formula for area moment of inertia, we have this. To find I moment of inertia about y, we have the formula Iy is equal to definite integral from a to b times x squared times dA. Moment of inertia about the x-axis is equal to definite integral from a to b y squared times dA. So let's solve for the moment of inertia about y. We have our limit 0 to 2 x squared, and our dA is the small strip here. So we have y dx. We know that ry is equal to x squared. So the moment of inertia about y is equal to 32 over 5. So now let's solve for the moment of inertia about x. To solve for the area moment of x, we just need to y So our Ix, area moment of x, is the same as the moment area of y. That's all. So for our sixth and last topic, we have work, pumping of liquid. To compute work done in pumping water or any liquid upward, you need to account for 2. The weight of each slice of water, the distance each slice is lifted. We have the formula W is equal to the integral of FD. So further simplifying, we will have work is equal to the definite integral of A to B times the density of water, which is 1000 kilogram per meter cube, times the gravity due to acceleration. We have 9.81 meter per second, and we have the A area or the cross-sectional area, and the vertical distance each slice is lifted, which is the height minus the distance of the function f of x. So when to use word? So for real-world word calculations involving fluids, applications include tanks, reservoir, fuel systems. So let's now move on to solving work. Let's solve this work problem, integral calculus. A vertical tank has a diameter of 2 meters and a height of 6 meters. It is filled with water to a depth of 4 meters. From the bottom, determine the total work required to pump all the water to a point 2 meters above the top of the tank. We need to draw first the diagram. You have a cylinder or tank, which is a cylinder, which has 2 diameter. So divided by 2, we have 1 radius. And the height of the cylinder is 6 meter. And it is only filled 4 meters. So we have to determine the total work required to pump all the water to a point 2 meter above the top of the tank. So we have 2 meter. Total, we have 8 meter. So to solve this, we need to cut a small streak here. Our radius is only 1. So our formula for this is W is equal to the integral of FD. And simplifying this, we will get this. So let's solve this. We have our limit would be from 0 to only 4 because the water is filled only with a height of 4 meters. Yeah, 0, 4. We know that the density of water is 1000 kilogram per meter cube. And gravity is 9.81 meter per second squared. And the area is the area of this small strip. We have pi 1 meter squared. And our height would be 8, and this portion here y. So we have minus y dy. So further simplifying this, we have 0, 4, 9, 8, 1, 10, pi 8 minus y dy. So integrating this, you will get 8y minus y squared over 2 divided by 4. Can now get the multiplying this, we will get this is the work needed to pump all the water to a point 2 meter above the top of the tank. Thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe. So I'll give you some reminders or advice on how to solve problems involving integral calculus. So if you are going to solve problems involving calculus, you need to analyze first the problem, then think and reread the problem, and start with what you know. Then everything will fall, and then everything will come to peace in that process. So solve as many problems as you can and expose yourself to many problems. That's all.
Hace que te extrañe y quiera volver a empezar, pero es que mi mente